Hello and welcome back to Math with Sensei Brian. I'm Brian M. McWashington, your math teacher, your math host, your math sensei. Anything you need me to be as far as math is concerned. Don't get it twisted. Anyway, I know it's been a while since I've been here. Like I say, this thing called life gets in the way. As long as you live, you're going to live life. And if you live life, things get in the way. It's how you handle a situation. No matter what it is, it's what you do about it. Okay? And I know there's a lot of fear right now in July of 2021. We still have COVID as an issue. Whether you choose to get immunized or not, just be safe. Please. Get home the way you left home, in one piece and safe. Now that that's done, my next topic is order of operations. I was going to do polynomials, but I decided to do this first so you have a clearer shot of what's going to happen as we now put this thing together, right? Math is like a salad. You have your lettuce, your tomatoes, your croutons, your cheese, but guess what? It's the order of how you mix it and then what you put on it. Math is the same way. You start with your basics and you build your way up. Now, why this is so important is because in the past you get two different answers, right? Yeah. Now, in today's world, we have two ways, or really one way, of solving it and getting it the right way. Because you'll find in mathematics, sometimes you can get two correct answers for one problem. But in a case like this, there's only one way to get the correct answer. And here it is. You'll see PEMDAS if you live in the United States. If you live in Australia or Canada, you'll see BEDMAS. Well, this parentheses and all enclosures. Remember, we call brackets, braces, parentheses, and what you'll see in my next video, absolute value, those are called enclosures, right? Those are first. Exponents and roots. Multiplication and division, dependent on the order. Addition and subtraction, depending on the order of appearance. One does not outrank the other. It goes from left to right, whatever's first. For those that are my foreign students, brackets, braces, and all enclosures. Exponents and roots. Division and multiplication, again, whichever comes first from left to right. Addition and subtraction, again, whatever comes first from left to right. So we can say, please excuse my dear aunt or dumb Aunt Sally or Aunt Susan, whatever you want to say in English. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Lord have mercy, she must be bad. Anyway, we're going to get into how to do this. Not now, but right now. In this case, we have this setup. 6 times 3 plus 7 in brackets squared minus 14. According to our order of operations, we start with the P, parentheses, whatever's in here. So we have a set of numbers in here, 3 plus 7. So let's go ahead on and do it. Gosh, this thing is getting in the way. So that's 10, right? But now, let's do this. 6. Now, I know in mathematics, when you see this, it denotes multiplication. But in this case, you have to break that apart. So we're going to put a dot in between those, right? So now you see that. But I'm still going to do this. Now you have an exponent. That's your next thing to do, right? So 10 squared, what do we say? Whenever you have an exponent with 10, whatever the number is denotes how many zeros there are, right? So 2 zeros equals 100. Now I can remove those brackets. What comes next? Multiplication, division, whatever's first. Here we got a multiplication problem. So that's 600 minus 14 equals what? 586. Not too bad, huh? Not too bad. It's straight across the board. In this case, it's straight across the board. So we did what was in here first, got the 10. We did the exponent next, got 100. Then we went, multiplied, then we subtracted, and that's your answer. Following the steps makes life a little bit easier, folks, as you'll see in my next problem. My next problem, as we see, 12 plus 8 times 11 divided by 3 squared. So what do we do first in this case? We can go either side. Let's go this side this time. Okay. Do we see any brackets or braces or parentheses? No. But we do have an exponent. Right? So let's do that. So 3 squared we know is 9. Right? That's a division problem. 8 times 11. What do we do next? There's a multiplication and a division problem. What do we do next? Well, remember, what comes first? In this case, you have a multiplication problem. So let's do it first. So that's 12 plus 8 times 11 equals 88 all day, all night long, divided by 9. Well, again, we have a division problem that comes before that. 88 divided by 9, I'm going to tell you this, is 9 and 7 over 9, right? Or, depending on what your teacher wants from you, 9.77 all day, all night long. Remember, we draw a line over those numbers. They repeat, they'll wrap around the earth. Long after we're long gone, they'll still be going. Okay, so what's 12 plus 9, folks? Twelve plus 9 is blackjack. 21. 7 over 9, or 21.77 forever. Okay? So, as you see, even though we had no parentheses or enclosures in the way, didn't matter. We still had an exponent to do. Then we did our multiplication because it came first. Then we divided because it came next. We did the fractional answer, and then we did the decimal answer because we added, right? Follow the steps. It's that simple. It'll save you a lot of problems, okay? Okay, this is going to be the last problem in this video, but oh my gee willikers, look at what we got here. We got a parentheses inside of parentheses. Guess what, boys and girls? It don't matter. Follow the steps, right? What do we do first? Parentheses. Now, in this case, you got a parentheses inside of parentheses, okay? That's like having a gumball inside of a bigger gumball, right? This way, though, you do what's inside first. You have an exponent here, right? So do your exponent first. 4 squared is what? 16? 4 times 4? So let's do that. Right? Now, mind you, we're going inside and then we're working our way out. So, my friends, what's 7 times 16? Any of y'all got an idea? It's 112. So I'll just save you the step. So now, you're almost done with what's in the middle, right? I hope I'm not going too fast, but it's really that simple. What do we say about multiplying by 10? There's 1 0, add a 0. So now this equals 1,120. We can remove the brackets now. We can remove them. There's no need for them. Oops. Make it look cleaner. Now, some of you may say, well, what do we do next? Well, we do know that multiplication and division outrank addition and subtraction. Even over here, it outranks these two. So 1,120 times 15, I'm going to save you the trouble, is 16,800. Okay? Now you got 14 minus 16,800. Well, that's pretty big. I'm going to let you in on a trick. Whenever you have a small number and you're dividing, whenever you have a small number and you're subtracting a much bigger number, take this number, subtract that number, and then change the sign. And I guarantee you it's 16,786. Negative. Okay? That's your answer. right? You take this number, subtract this number from it, right? And then just bring the negative sign down and you'll get it. Save yourself the trouble of having to do all this stuff backwards if you don't have a calculator. But if you have a calculator, do that. I promise you that that's the answer you'll get. So we did the same thing, folks, the exact same thing. We followed the steps. Parenthetics, enclosures. We had an enclosure inside of an enclosure. We did, and inside of that, we had, and remember, inside your enclosures, you still do the order of operations. Even if you're inside of enclosures, you do the order of operations. You had an exponent you had to deal with. Then you multiply it inside of this. Then you multiply it, and we brought this down. Then we took these away and multiplied this and got this number. Then you took these away. You know, you was a little baby in here and you just grew up to be, you know, teenager. And now with this number, you're an adult. So you bring the 14 down, multiply times 15, you have this answer. Subtract this from that, or like I tell you, take this number and subtract it and just bring that negative sign down, and here's the number you get. Okay? Follow the steps one by one. Take your time with it. Take your time with it. Okay? Parentheses and all enclosures. Exponents and roots. Multiplication, division, whichever comes first. Addition, subtraction, whatever comes first. Remember, we work from left to right. So whatever comes first. God bless you. And as always, like I close in every video, be kind to one another. Kindness is all we have. One act of kindness can change somebody's life. One act of kindness can change somebody's life. Okay? Be good. Stay good. Be blessed. See you next video. Absolute value.